morning, everyone. Good morning. We're grateful and thankful to have this opportunity to be here today in this time of year. We're grateful and thankful to see everyone here. With that being said, I am calling the meeting to order, and I would like to ask you to stand and remain standing as Pastor Kevin Seifert of Somerville Methodist Church lead us with the prayer, and Councilman Bailey will lead us with the pledge. If we can stand or remain standing.
Let us pray. Holy and gracious God, we just come before you this morning giving you praise and thanks for yet another day. We give you praise and thanks for this season of celebration and joy, where families get together and we enjoy each other's celebrations and Christmas concerts and the joy of the season. The Holy God, let us be mindful of those that this season is not the most wonderful time of the year. Those that are grieving the loss of a loved one, those that feel lonely or hurt, and those that are wondering where they're going to lay their head tonight. Lord, we just lift them up to you, that you would give them comfort and provision. Holy God, during this season, things can get hectic in our city. Desperate people do desperate things, and so we lift up those that protect our city, the police, the firefighters, the EMTs, all the first responders. God, that you would give them wisdom beyond their training, and that you would keep them safe and bring them back home to their families every single day. Holy God, we give you praise and thanks for the leadership in this room. Leadership's not always easy, so we also ask that you give them wisdom and compassion and collaboration as the agenda unfolds today, that they make good decisions for the city of Phoenix City. We ask this in your Son's precious name, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. We face the flag, please. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Pastor Seifert, for such a wonderful prayer. We're so grateful that we can live in a community that's not ashamed to acknowledge the high and mighty God. So thank you so much, and thank you, Councilman Davis. With that, at this time, we have a presentation. It is a presentation that we're about to do. I'll call upon our city manager to name our new chief of police, and we will certainly thank you for his support. That's let us know that you all are united, and when you stay united, there's great things that we can continue to do for this community as you serve. So with that, Mr. Hunter.
Thank you, Mayor. Last Chief, Assistant Chief George Farr, Captain Navy, Angela, and Jane Gavin. What we're going to do here today, I want to thank the council for always being so back and forth and things we do. And I appreciate everybody that's coming. Appreciate Chief Sandy being here and all the department heads. What I want to do here today is take a few minutes to recognize someone who's done a good job. It's a blessing when you have opportunity, when you get a chance with the ambition to meet face to face with opportunity, and your commitment, what you displayed so far in your career has led you to this point. I want to make sure I see Chief Randy Smith is in the crowd. I see George. I want to thank y'all for preparing him for this day and the people who's working along with him. So I want to make sure that that we're going to read a little bit of power what he's done so far.
Good morning. Thank y'all for being here. I've been working for Chief Flower directly. He's been my direct supervisor for about the past 5 years. So I can say that when he leads with integrity, I mean, that's something I see every day, and it's a pleasure to work for him. But I got to tell you, I was a little hesitant at first when he became my boss about 5 years ago. And that's because I'd only had one interaction with him prior to that. Our careers had just never never crossed paths before. He'd always worked in a different division than me. We never worked in patrol together, CID, nothing like that. But as a young rookie officer, of course, Chief Byron started a couple of years before I did. But as a young officer, we were assigned a detail one time. It was my first detail. I just graduated from this academy. I was excited, very high energy. For those that don't know me, I'm already a high energy person. I talk a lot. And I was so stoked to work. And he does not talk much. So we were at Garrett Stadium and we were assigned the security detail. And I, of course, was stoked. I was ecstatic, talking his ear off. He didn't really seem too open to it. I think I was getting on his nerves about an hour in. So about an hour in or so, he was like, all right, let's take a quick break. I'm going to run to the bathroom and when we come out, we'll go find something to do. So we go to the bathroom. I come out and he's gone. And I'm not supposed to be by myself yet, and he just completely ghosted me. So I gotta say, I was a little hesitant at first, but now he's the greatest boss I've ever worked for, and I think I speak for everybody at the police department when I say that we are excited to see this. This has been a long time coming, and we're excited for this next new chapter, new leadership. So with that, I'm going to go over Chief Wyrick's bio. He started with us in January of 2010 as a police officer. Shortly after being hired, he graduated from the Selma Police Academy, which for those who don't know, that's typically kind of the more aggressive police academy. So that's an accomplishment right there, just graduating that police academy. He came to us with a bachelor's degree in accounting from Georgia Southern University. He served with distinction in each division within the police department. And that's not something a lot of our guys can say. Not everybody gets the opportunity or the chance to work in every division. But he's worked in patrol, CID, training, and in administration. So he's got checked all those boxes and just a really well-rounded officer. And he knows the mission and the goals and knows how each department works. He was promoted to corporal in 2012, which is of course when he was an FTO and ghosted me. In March of 2014, he was promoted to sergeant. And then just 4 years later, in 2018, he became a lieutenant. And 3 years later, he became a captain. So he's rose through the ranks very quickly, and that just speaks to his behavior and his actions and who he is as an officer. He was recently promoted last year to the Assistant Chief of Police. He serves as an FTO instructor and a skill and application administrator. In 2019, he completed the SLEDS program in Auburn, Alabama, which stands for Southeastern Leadership Executive Development Seminar. And he has completed 240 hours with the CLEAT program, which stands for Certified Law Enforcement Executive Program, through the Alabama Association of Chiefs of Police, which is no small feat. That took him about 5 years to complete. He's also a graduate of the FBI National Academy. He completed in 2022 with Session 284. While at the FBI National Academy, he received a Certificate of Achievement from the University of Virginia in Criminal Justice Education. He has completed his AACOP hours, which I'm sure once now he's getting sworn in as Chief of Police, he'll get his official certification. He is married to his wife, Leslie, who is a nurse practitioner. They have 2 daughters, Reese and Emily. Reese is 13 and Emily is 10. I think one of them's here with us today. And so we're excited, thank y'all for being here. But he's been instrumental and a valued member of this command staff since 2021. And throughout his tenure as the command staff, he's done all of our budget preparation. He has worked on our payroll, grant writing, policy development, and he's made strides in our recruitment and retention initiatives. So, thank you, Chief Wyrick.
Chief.
Raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I, Joseph Wyrick, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the state of Alabama, uphold the ordinance of the city of Phenix, Alabama, so long as I continue to be a citizen thereof, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of which I am about to enter, to the best of my ability, so help me God.
all, I just want to thank the city manager and the council here for having the confidence in me to appoint me to this position. I know it's an extremely important decision for them, and I'm sure they made a good decision. I will say, you know, I'm grateful that our department is not a department that needs to be rebuilt. It's already got such a good, strong foundation, and that's really a credit to the leadership before me, the stability that we've had here. Good city manager, he's been city manager for the entire 16 years I've been here, and that's almost unheard of. Chief Smith back here was the police chief when I got hired. He served as either the police chief or the public safety director, all except for 1 year of my career, which he retired last year. Chief Stollinger called me yesterday, he wasn't able to make it, but he had 30 plus years, the last 2 as police chief, and he promoted me to assistant chief, and I appreciate everything they've done for me. I hope that we can continue that line of stability. I need to make it for quite a while myself before I get to retirement, so hopefully we can keep that going. You know, I know what an important job this is, and it's not something that I take lightly, obviously. When you talk about public safety, everything kind of starts and stops with public safety. You know, whether you're talking about someone moving here or just coming to visit or start a business, the first thing they want to know is the city safe? Of course, the answer to that is yes, it is, but it's something we can continue to have to stay on top of. We're going to make sure that we take advantage of whatever's out there, whether it's new technology or analytics, which Cody's doing for us. Whatever's at our disposal that we can use to stay on top of crime and keep the crime down, that's what we're going to do. One other thing I'm grateful for here is the support we have from our community and our local leadership. Unfortunately, not every police department gets to have that. We're lucky here that we do, but again, it's something we have to continue to build on and continue to work for. The truth is, you know, we can't do this alone. There's not enough of us. We have to have the community's help. We have to have their input. We have to be our eyes and ears, so to speak. They have to trust us to let us know what's going on. And that's the only way that we're going to be a successful and efficient police department, so we can continue to build that relationship. I know a lot of the officers are here, and I just want to say they do a very difficult job. You know, I always say that everybody should have to do a ride along with a police officer at some point in their life. I think if we did that, there would be a whole different level of respect for this profession. What they have to deal with on a daily basis is just, it's almost unfair what we ask them to do. We ask them to wear so many different hats, and 1 minute they can be chasing a murder suspect, the next minute they got to be a marriage counselor. We expect them to be able to do all this and never make a mistake and be perfect, and it's almost unfair, but anytime there's a problem in society and nobody has a solution for it, an answer for it, it becomes a police problem. And these guys, they do a great job every day. We don't tell them thank you enough, nearly enough for what they do. They do a great job. And that goes for all our staff, our civilian staff, our dispatchers as well. They do an amazing job every day. I couldn't ask for a better department. And I'm just grateful for the opportunity to lead it, and I'm looking forward to it.
Is he signing? It's official now.
All right, Chief. So, we haven't been over to. No respect. We're gonna spend a lot more time together. I can get him to talk. You know, we talk a lot. He has to ride in that car, he probably told you about it. I have him in the car with me, so he's ready. I can tell y'all he's ready. He's got ways to go. We plan to get a lot out of him, a whole lot out of him. It's a crucial time in his career. I became a fire chief with the same amount of years that he had. And it's, you're taking a risk, really professional wise, because everybody's looking at you, and they expect you to live up to a certain criteria and where you gotta go, and the people that you're responsible for. It's a lot of responsibility. So I'm asking all of you all that's working with him every day to give him your full 100% support. In return, he will make you all have a great department. And the department heads, I'm asking them the same. And we already know the support we get from our council, and it's good support. So please do that.
Yeah, where's your parents?
You got your family with you, so you can introduce them, but I'm gonna get out the way. This is your day. And we're gonna have a reception after this at our floor. So after the council meeting is over, we'll be up there, so you can talk to the staff and talk to everybody and tell them how you plan to take this department to another plateau. We're always looking for people to take it higher, and that's what we have.
Gee, you want to get your door? You've already played Lucas. She already played Lucas. Thank you all. Thank you.
Sorry.
Stay safe. All right. Thank you all. Appreciate it, Chief. Congratulations. Thank you. Proceeding on, council, at this time.
Nice to see you.
Under the city clerk, I'd like to ask the council for a motion to approve the November 3rd oath of office as well as November 3rd organization meeting, since we won't present. I will ask the council, if you're pleasure, to take this with one vote. May I have a motion? Motion to approve. All right, I have a motion from Councilman Davis and a second from Councilmember Johnson. I'm sorry, it's with you. It's your fault. All right, Mrs. Davis.
Councilmember Day?
Yes.
Councilmember Green?
Yes.
Councilmember Bailey?
Yes.
Councilmember Florence?
Yes.
Mayor Lo?
Yes.
Thank you.
Proceeding on, council, under approval of the regular scheduled meeting minutes, I would like to ask that we take these separately. The first one is, I would like to ask this council for a motion for the approval of the December 1st, 2025 work session. May I have a motion, please?
Motion to approve.
I will have a motion from Councilmember Lawrence. May I have a second?
Second.
Second, Councilman Davis. Okay, Mrs. Davis?
Councilmember Day?
Yes.
Councilmember Green?
Yes.
Councilmember Bailey?
Yes.
Councilmember Florence?
Yes.
Mayor Lo?
Yes.
Thank you.
Proceeding on, council, I'd like to ask this council for a motion for the approval of the December 2nd council meeting. May I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion, Councilman Day, may I have a second?
Second.
Second, Councilmember Florence. Mrs. Davis?
Councilmember Day?
Yes.
Councilmember Green?
Yes.
Councilmember Bailey?
Abstain.
Councilmember Florence?
Yes.
Mayor Lo?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. At this time, council, are there any unfinished business? Any council like to discuss and bring? Since there's not any, we will proceed on with the resolutions and on administration. We have resolution number 2025-289 to be ratified in reference to authorizing the mayor to sign and enter into an agreement with the state of Alabama acting by and through ALDOT on the Crawford Road 13th Street Corridor Planning Project. Mrs. Davis.
Whereas the Department of Transportation and Federal Highway Administration has awarded Phenix City funds under the Neighborhood Access and Equity Grant to perform a planning study along the Crawford Road 13th Street corridor from the Alabama state line to US Highway 80/280. And whereas per Resolution 2024-144, the city agreed to the total project value of $440,000 with a 20% city match in the amount of $88,000. And whereas the city wishes to use the Alabama Department of Transportation, ALDOT, as a pass-through for the reporting and fund reimbursement process on the following project. Crawford Road, 13th Street Corridor Planning Project, NAE Grant, project number SPR-PART3-GRPC 025, CPMS, reference number 1000-79055. Now therefore be it resolved that the City Council of the City of Phoenix City, Alabama does hereby authorize the mayor to sign and enter into an agreement with the state of Alabama, acting by and through the Alabama Department of Transportation for the above referenced project. Passed, approved, and adopted this 12th day of December 2025, ratified this 16th day of December 2025.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Davis. Council, after hearing the reading of the resolution, I'd like to ask this council for a motion to ratify, please.
Motion to ratify.
All right, we have a motion from Councilman Day, I have a second.
Second.
Second, Councilmember Green. We have a motion, second, any comments or discussion?
Yes, sir, we realize that the engineering department has already elaborated, but can you recalibrate for the system of Phoenix City again, please?
Yes, sir. So this is already a project that we actually have ongoing. What this allows us, this is the funding agreement that we have to have through ALDOT so they can reimburse the city back those funds. So this is again the 13th Street Corridor Neighborhood Access Equity Grant planning study that we've got going on that corridor. That's gonna make it more walkable, more pedestrian friendly, more bicycle friendly and everything like that. So this is that project, but this is just the funding mechanism where we can get our funds back.
Well, so is that just the study portion?
Yes, sir, this is just a
Just a
study.
study.
Yes, sir, this is a study.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Moore.
Yes, sir.
Any other comments, Council? If not, I'd like to call for the vote. Mrs. Davis?
Councilmember Day,
Yes.
Councilmember Green,
Yes.
Councilmember Bailey,
Yes.
Councilmember Florence,
Yes.
Mayor Lo.
Yes.
Thank you.
Proceeding on Council on Administration, we have a resolution in reference to granting a tax abatement to Logan Machine Works Incorporation. Mrs. Davis.
This resolution is made this 16th day of December 2025 by the City of Phoenix City, Alabama, the granting authority to grant a tax abatement to Logan Machine Works, Inc., the company. And whereas the company has announced plans for a major addition to their existing facility, the project located within the jurisdiction of the granting authority. And whereas pursuant to the Tax Incentive Reform Act of 1992, Section 40-9B-1, Code of Alabama 1975, the Act, the company has requested from the granting authority an abatement of all state and local non-educational property taxes, all construction-related transaction taxes, except those local construction-related transaction taxes levied for educational purposes or for capital improvements for education, and/or whereas the company has requested that the abatement of state and local non-educational property taxes, if applicable, be extended for a period of 5 years in accordance with the Act. And whereas the granting authority has considered the request of the company and the completed applications, copy attached, filed with the granting authority by the company in connection with its request. And whereas the granting authority has found the information contained in the company's application to be sufficient to permit the granting authority to make a reasonable cost-benefit analysis of the proposed project and to determine the economic benefits to the community. And whereas the construction of the project will involve a capital investment of $1,100,000. And whereas the company is duly qualified to do business in the state of Alabama and has powers to enter into and to perform and observe the agreements and covenants on its part contained in the tax abatement agreement. And whereas the granting authority represents and warrants to the company that it has power under that Constitution and laws of the state of Alabama, including particularly the provisions of the Act, to carry out the provisions of the tax abatement agreement. Now therefore, be it resolved by the granting authorities as follows. Section 1. Approval is hereby given to the application of the company, and abatement is hereby granted of all state and local non-educational property taxes, all construction-related transaction taxes, except those local construction-related transaction taxes levied for educational purposes or for capital improvements for education, and/or as the same may apply to the fullest extent permitted by the Act. The period of abatement for the non-educational property taxes, if applicable, shall extend for a period of 5 years, measured as provided in Section 40-9B-3A12 of the Act. Section 2. The governing body of the granting authority is authorized to enter into an abatement agreement with the company to provide for the abatement granted in Section 1. Section 3. A certified copy of this resolution with the application and abatement agreement shall be forwarded to the company to deliver to the appropriate local taxing authorities, if applicable, and to the Alabama Department of Revenue in accordance with the Act. Section 4. The governing body of the granting authority is authorized to take any and all actions necessary or desirable to accomplish the purpose of the foregoing of this resolution. Passed, approved, and adopted the 16th day of December 2025.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Davis, for the reading of the resolution. Council, you've all heard the resolution. At this time, I'd like to ask the council for a motion.
Motion to approve.
All right, we have a motion from Councilman Day, that's a second. Councilman Florence. We have the motion and we have the second. Any comments or discussion? Okay, Mrs. Davis?
Councilmember Day,
Yes.
Councilmember Green,
Yes.
Councilmember Bailey,
Yes.
Councilmember Florence,
Yes.
Mayor Lo.
Yes.
Thank you.
Proceeding on council under administration is a resolution in reference to extending a moratorium on all annexation through March 3rd, 2026. Mrs. Davis.
Whereas the City Council of the City of Phenix City, Alabama is committed to developing adequate plans for growth and development of the city to better serve, protect, and promote the health and welfare of its citizens. And whereas, to that end, the City Council does desire to place a moratorium on all annexations into the City of Phenix City, Alabama, until such plans are developed and implemented. Now therefore be it resolved that the City Council of the City of Phenix City, Alabama does hereby place a moratorium on annexations into the City of Phenix City as set out below. 1. That a moratorium be placed on all annexations into the City of Phenix City from Russell County. 2. That a moratorium be placed on annexations into the City of Phenix City from Lee County. 3. That the City Council reserves the right to grant exceptions to said moratoriums should a proposed annexation be deemed financially feasible to the City of Phenix City. 4. That said moratorium shall be in effect upon approval for a period extending through March 3rd, 2026, at which time it may be extended upon approval by council. 5. The City of Phenix City reserves the right to revoke said moratoriums, whether all or in part, at its discretion at any time during the period said moratorium is in place. Passed, approved, and adopted this 16th day of December 2025.
Thank you again, Mrs. Davis, for reading the resolution. Council, we've all heard the resolution. At this time, I'd like to ask the council for a motion, please.
Motion to approve it.
All right, we have a motion from Councilmember Green and a second from Councilmember Florence. Comments or discussion? Okay, Mrs. Davis?
Councilmember Day,
Yes.
Councilmember Green,
Yes.
Councilmember Bailey,
Yes.
Councilmember Florence,
Yes.
Mayor Lo.
Yes.
Thank you.
Proceeding on Council and the Finance Department, we have a resolution in reference to adopting the revised cash reserve policy to increase the emergency funds from $7 million to $10 million. Mrs. Davis.
Whereas the city of Phenix City has an obligation to its citizens to maintain a prudent fiscal policy. And whereas in Resolution 2013-20, the city established a cash reserve policy to maintain operating cash reserves in the general fund sufficient to pay the obligations of the city from 90 to 120 days, and an emergency reserve fund of $2 million with the express intent to increase this amount as conditions allow. And whereas in Resolutions 2021-212, 2023-223, and 2025-06, the city amended the cash reserve policy to increase the emergency reserve fund to $3 million, $4,500,000, and $7 million, respectively. And whereas the financial condition of the city has improved to allow for another increase of the emergency reserve fund to $10 million. Now therefore be it resolved that the City Council of the City of Phenix City, Alabama hereby adopts the revised cash reserve policy to increase the emergency reserve fund from $7 million to $10 million. Passed, approved, and adopted the 16th day of December 2025.
Thank you again, Mrs. Davis, for the reading of the resolution. Council, we've all heard the resolution. It's time for a motion, please.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion from Councilman Day. May I have a second?
Second.
Second, Councilman Day. Okay, comments or discussion?
Man, this is something very strong. This is something very important. I want the citizens to hear this.
Mr. Hunt? Mr. Hunt?
Yes, sir. All right, we spoke on this yesterday at work session.
Good
And-
job.
Yes, sir. And we was talking about trying to relay this to the public so they would really understand what we're doing here. This reserve, the way we run our reserves now, is we run it through emergency reserve, regular reserves, if we have something we have to move funds from, but debt service reserves also. So we've been able to accomplish this over a few years so we can make sure Standards and Poor's is happy with us. It's very important for the future for people to understand that. But our reserves are a lot different than what people think. That we have unencumbered funds that we work out of that we also use as a reserve mechanism if we have to. And we never have to touch our reserve to reserve. And it's not unencumbered funds. I've seen a lot of confusion on TV lately, some of it in Columbus about reserves and how it works. This is different than our regular operating funds. And it's something that's very important. This fund is set aside to where if we get in trouble, ever get in trouble, the city will be stable enough to pay its debts if we got to that point. So we are nowhere near anything like that. I have to worry about that. But when you look at the true funds, and people get mixed up with the rainy day fund, and it's different. And like I said, I've had a chance to watch that on TV, watching the confusion in Columbus about and people not understanding that. We want to understand the money, our total revenue will drop this year. The report that we'll give on, the mayor will give at the state of the city on February 5th in 2026 is going to be totally different than the report that's going to be given in 2027. And that's going to be because of that it never will touch this reserve in any kind of manner. But the unencumbered funds that's out there is because we have so many projects that's taking place right now. You know, we have the Rosemont expansion that we would have there at Sunbury Park. We're in the process of that building. We have the IT building that's under renovation right now that they're taking care of. We're also going to have the municipal building that's going to have a lot of renovations to it. We have lighting projects in 2 different parks that's going on right now. Up at Moon Lake, Hour, and at the same time, we have ones going on Southside Park on Sanford Road. We have Miracle Park that's taking place, and where it's taking place at in Lakewood Park, we're also doing a lot of modifications to our stormwater system and our utility water system in that particular park. We have the Troy building that we're working with the school system in, and we would have to be the leaders in put the money up front to obtain that building. That's in place. We have the press box renovation that we have to do at Sanford Grove Park. And like I say, the municipal building, but we also have a lot of state projects and grant projects going on within the city. Dealing with Highway 80 and throughout, we got upcoming 431. We have a nice project that's coming out 431, and the Renfro's development is down there. So what we have to do is not stop anything. Everything is ongoing, but not add to it. So that money is already reserved and put up to take care of those projects. And those projects will be paid for in cash. We haven't been to the bond market to borrow money and going on 6 years now. And that's totally different. I want people to understand when they look at, and they may look and say, well, the utilities have problems. That's correct. That's a separate fund, and it's gonna take a lot of money for the utilities and to change, but that has nothing to do with the general fund. So things will change, but as far as being stable in good condition financially, we are on the general fund side. We're in the black and operating good on utilities, but utilities is gonna take a hit because we have so much to change. You know, when you have basically $1 billion worth of infrastructure and plants that within the city, it's a lot of things that you have to change, and they're working diligently on that. They'll come up with what we're gonna have to restructure. And some of the same things you see that's going on in other cities around us, the same things gotta take place here for us to maintain. But as far as the feat of accomplishing this goal, Phenix City has to be proud of itself to get to this point. And it's something that's good, and we have to maintain, and hopefully people will make sure they keep that level of responsibility, you know, in the future. Thank you.
And also, $4 million of the library district.
That's correct,
Yeah.
that's that all.
Mr. Hunt did such a fantastic job on, elaborating on that. I hope our citizen heard this, as you put it out there, you know. And one of the things that I'd like to hear, we get paid off our books of 120 days without taking anything out, down. And that's saying a lot right there. We also, our AA minus rating still in effect, is that right? That's what we want to hear, really, really good. Thank you very much.
Okay, with that being said, council, at this time, I'd like to call for the vote, please. Mrs. Davis?
Councilmember Day?
Yes.
Councilmember Green?
Yes.
Councilmember Bailey?
Yes.
Councilmember Florence?
Yes.
Mayor Lo?
Yes.
Thank you.
Next, council on the Parks and Recreation. We have a resolution in reference to declaring various items as listed on Exhibit A as surplus to be sold as scrap or disposed of at the city landfill. Mrs. Davis.
Whereas the Parks and Recreation Department of the City of Phoenix City, Alabama has items of personal property which are no longer needed for public or municipal purposes. And whereas Section 11-43-56 of the Code of Alabama 1975 as amended authorizes the municipally governing body to dispose of unneeded personal property. Now therefore be it resolved that the City Council of the City of Phoenix City, Alabama, that the various items as listed on the attachment entitled Exhibit A is hereby declared surplus to be sold as scrap or be disposed of at the city landfill. Passed, approved, and adopted the 16th day of December 2025.
Thank you again, Mrs. Davis, for reading the resolution, council, which we've all heard. It's time like to ask this council for a motion, please.
Motion.
I have a motion from Councilmember Florence, may I have a second? Second, Councilman Day. Comments or discussion? Okay, Mrs. Davis?
Councilmember Day?
Yes.
Councilmember Green?
Yes.
Councilmember Bailey?
Yes.
Councilmember Florence?
Yes.
Mayor Lo?
Yes.
Thank you.
Next, council on the Utilities Department. We have a resolution in reference to authorizing and directing the mayor and city manager to hire industrial contracted services and maintenance incorporation, replace valves at the Brandywine Pump Station in an amount not to exceed $18,462. Mrs. Davis.
Whereas the City of Phoenix City Utilities Department operates a water distribution system which supplies water to the Phoenix City and Russell County. And whereas the Brandywine Pump Station has 3 pumps, one of which was taken out of service due to a check valve and gate valve not operating properly. And whereas if one of the 2 currently operating pumps or valves on said lines were to fail, the Utilities Department may not be able to provide an adequate amount of water to the area served by the Brandywine Pump Station. And whereas it is necessary that said valves be replaced as expeditiously as possible to ensure adequate water supply and ensure public safety. And whereas Industrial Contracting Services and Maintenance, Inc. has submitted an estimate to replace said check valve and gate valve for $18,462. Now therefore be it resolved that the City Council of the City of Phenix City, Alabama, does hereby declare the replacement of said valves at the Brandywine Pump Station an emergency and authorizes and directs the mayor and city manager to hire Industrial Contracting Services and Maintenance, Inc. to replace said valves in an amount not to exceed $18,462. Passed, approved, and adopted the 16th day of December 2025.
Thank you, Mrs. Davis. Council, you've heard the resolution. This time I'd like to ask the council for a motion, please. May I have a motion, council?
Motion to approve.
All right, we have a motion from Councilman
Second.
Bailey and a second from Councilmember Green. Any comments, questions, discussion? All right, Mrs. Davis?
Councilmember Day?
Yes.
Councilmember Green?
Yes.
Councilmember Bailey?
Yes.
Councilmember Florence?
Yes.
Mayor Lo?
Yes.
Thank you.
Proceeding on, council, on the Utilities Department, there's a resolution in reference to authorizing and directing the mayor and city manager to hire Brown and Son LLC to repair the pump motor at the Holland Creek lift station in an amount not to exceed $68,062.26. Mrs. Davis.
Whereas the City of Phenix City operates a wastewater collection system which has sanitary sewer lift stations that pump sanitary sewage. And whereas the city operates the Holland Creek lift station, which is the largest of the city's lift stations. And whereas said Holland Creek lift station has 3 pumps, one of which has a motor which needs repair to be operational. And whereas the lift station is currently operating with only 2 pumps, one of which is operating at low efficiency due to impeller wear and damage. And whereas it is necessary that the pump motor be repaired as expeditiously as possible to reduce the risk of a sewage overflow and ensure public safety. And whereas Brown and Son LLC provided an estimate to repair the motor, replace the cable, and reinstall the pump for $68,062.26. Now therefore be it resolved that the City Council of Phenix City, Alabama, does hereby declare the repair of the pump motor at the Holland Creek lift station an emergency and authorizes and directs the mayor and city manager to hire Brown and Son LLC for the repairs to said pump motor in an amount not to exceed $68,062.26. Passed, approved, and adopted the 16th day of December 2025.
Thank you, Mrs. Davis. Council, you've heard the resolution. At this time, may I have a motion, please?
Motion to approve.
Motion from Councilman Davis, a second from Councilmember Florence. We have that, Mrs. Davis?
Yes, sir.
All right, we have the motion and we have the second. Okay, any comments or discussion? Okay. If not, Mrs. Davis?
Councilmember Day?
Yes.
Councilmember Green?
Yes.
Councilmember Bailey?
Yes.
Councilmember Florence?
Yes.
Mayor Lo?
Yes.
Thank you.
And also, council, on the Utilities Department is a resolution in reference to authorizing and directing the mayor and city manager to approve payments to Southern Brush Cutting and Grading LLC Incorporation for the repair of the sanitary sewer main on 4th Avenue in an amount not to exceed $29,459. Mrs. Davis.
Whereas emergency work was required on a portion of the sewer main on 4th Avenue. And whereas it was necessary that the sanitary sewer main near 2803 4th Avenue be repaired as expeditiously as possible to ensure public safety and prevent a sewer overflow. And whereas Southern Brush Cutting and Grading LLC submitted an invoice for repairing a section of the main for $29,459. Now therefore be it resolved that the City Council of the City of Phenix City, Alabama, does hereby declare the 4th Avenue sewer main repair an emergency and authorizes and directs the mayor and city manager to approve payment to Southern Brush Cutting and Grading LLC Incorporated for the repair and said sewer main in an amount not to exceed $29,459. Passed, approved, and adopted this 16th day of December 2025.
Okay. Council, once again, we've heard the resolution. At this time, I'd like Ask the council for a motion.
Motion to approve.
Motion, Councilman Davis, may I have a second?
Second.
Second, Councilmember Florence. Okay, comments, questions? Call for the vote, Mrs. Davis.
Councilmember Day?
Yes.
Councilmember Green?
Yes.
Councilmember Bailey?
Yes.
Councilmember Florence?
Yes.
Mayor Lo?
Yes.
Thank you.
Proceeding on, council on the ordinance, we have a first reading. It's an ordinance in reference to the departments or offices of the city of Phenix City, Alabama. Mrs. Davis.
An ordinance in reference to the departments or offices of the city of Phoenix City, Alabama. Whereas the members of the city council of the city of Phoenix City, Alabama wish to establish and organize the departments or offices of the city of Phoenix City, Alabama. And whereas section 3.12 of the city charter of the city of Phoenix City, Alabama authorizes the city council of the city of Phoenix City, Alabama to create, change, and abolish offices, departments, boards, or agencies other than those established within the city charter of the city of Phoenix City, Alabama. Now therefore be it ordained by the city council of the city of Phoenix City, Alabama, that the following departments and offices shall be established and organized to read as shown on Exhibit A, attached hereto, and incorporated herein by reference. Any ordinance heretofore adopted by the city council of the city of Phoenix City, Alabama, which is in conflict with this ordinance, is hereby repealed to the extent of such conflict. If any part, section, or subdivision of this ordinance shall be held unconstitutional or invalid for any reason, such holding shall not be construed or invalidate or impair the remainder of this ordinance, which shall continue in full force and effect notwithstanding such holding. Passed, approved, and adopted.
Okay. Council, we've heard the first reading. At this time, I'd like to ask for a motion to place on first reading.
Motion to place on first reading.
All right, we have the motion from Councilman Day, may I have a second?
Second.
Second, Councilman Bailey. We have that, Mrs. Davis?
Yes, sir.
Okay, at this time, I'd like to call for the vote. Mrs. Davis?
Councilmember Day?
Yes.
Councilmember Green?
Yes.
Councilmember Bailey?
Yes.
Councilmember Florence?
Yes.
Mayor Lo?
Yes.
Thank you.
Next, council is board appointments. We do have one opening on the planning commission, and we have done the interview, which is the level 1 board. So with that being said, I'd like to ask for a motion to appoint Mr. Steve Phenix on the planning commission board. We have a motion to.
That motion this time, Mayor.
All right, we have a motion from Councilman Day to appoint Steve Phenix. May I have a second?
Second.
Second from Councilman Bailey. Okay. Mrs. Davis.
Councilmember Day?
Yes.
Councilmember Green?
Yes.
Councilmember Bailey?
Yes.
Councilmember Florence?
Yes.
Mayor Lo?
Yes.
Thank you.
Next, council on license application. We have a first reading. It's an application for an on-premise beer, on-premise wine, on-premise whiskey wine, billiard or pool room, and dance with the live band and dance with the jukebox licenses submitted by Together Soul Food Restaurant and Lounge LLC, doing business as Together's Soul Food Restaurant and Lounge located at 2061 U.S. Highway 280 bypass, Phoenix City, Alabama. Mrs. Davis.
I have 3 letters. First letter coming from the police department, from Chief of Police Joey Wiley, in reference to Alyssa Holmes, Together Soul Food Restaurant and Lounge LLC, doing business as Together Soul Food Restaurant and Lounge, 2061 U.S. Highway 280 bypass, Phoenix City, Alabama, 36867. I have reviewed the applications for on-premise beer, on-premise wine, on-premise whiskey wine, billiard or pool room, and dancing with a live band, and dancing with a jukebox license. I have no objection to issuing these licenses to the applicant based on the criminal background investigation. Second letter coming from Fire Chief Kristen Kennedy. This letter is in reference to the applications submitted by Alyssa Holmes of Together Soul Food Restaurant and Lounge LLC, doing business as Together Soul Food Restaurant and Lounge, located at 2061 U.S. Highway 280 bypass, Phoenix City, Alabama, 36867. The applicant has applied for on-premise beer, on-premise wine, whiskey wine, billiard or pool room, and dancing with a live band, and dancing with a jukebox license. An inspection has been conducted and this facility meets the fire code and requirements for this type occupancy. Third letter reads as follows from Chief Building Official Ray Rogers. This letter is in reference to the application submitted by Alyssa Holmes of Together Soul Food Restaurant and Lounge, LLC, doing business as Together Soul Food Restaurant and Lounge, located at 2061 Highway 280 bypass, for an on-premise beer, on-premise wine, whiskey wine, billiards, pool room, and dancing live band licenses. This facility has been inspected and meets the minimum building code requirements. This office has no objections to the approval of these licenses. And that concludes all three letters.
Okay. Council, we have heard the first reading. At this time, I'd like to ask the council for a motion to place on first reading.
Motion to place on first reading.
Motion from Councilman Lawrence, and second from Councilmember Green. Y'all ready to go there, start?
Are you ready to go?
I think it was a soul food. Florence and Granger.
We have the motion, we have a second, call for the vote, Mrs. Davidson.
Councilmember Day,
Yes.
Councilmember Green,
Yes.
Councilmember Bailey,
Yes.
Councilmember Florence,
Yes.
Mayor Lo.
Yes.
Thank you.
Proceeding on council and the city manager. We have a resolution in reference to authorizing the mayor and city manager to declare the modification of the wastewater treatment plant streams an emergency and to hire Cornerstone H2O in the estimated amount of $489,750. Mrs. Davis.
Whereas the city of Phenix City operates a wastewater treatment plant and has recently repaired and rehabilitated said plant's primary clarifiers and is cleaning out the digesters at the plant. And whereas the existing screening equipment is unable to handle the amount of rags and debris which flows to said plant. And whereas the rags and debris which get past the existing screen negatively impacts the wastewater treatment plant systems, including the clarifiers and digesters. And whereas returning rehabilitated clarifiers and clean digesters to service without upgrading the screening would negatively impact both the clarifiers and digesters, as well as other plant processes. And whereas to protect the clarifiers and digesters, maintain reliable operations, ensure public safety, and help comply with the city's NPDES permit, the existing screening must be modified to improve removal of rags and debris. And whereas Cornerstone H2O has submitted an estimate in the amount of $489,750 to modify the existing headwork screen, which staff has determined to be the most viable and cost-effective solution to improve the removal of rags and debris. Now therefore be it resolved that the City Council of the City of Phenix City, Alabama does hereby declare the modification of the wastewater treatment plant screens an emergency, and authorizes and directs the mayor and city manager to hire Cornerstone H2O to modify said screens in the estimated amount of $489,750. Passed, adopted, it should be passed, approved, and adopted the 16th day of December 2025.
Again, thank you, Mrs. Davis, for reading that resolution. Council, we've all heard the resolution. At this time, I'd like to ask this council for a motion.
Motion to approve.
All right. We have a motion, Councilman Day, and a second from Council Member Florence. Any comments or questions or discussion? Okay, call for the vote. Mrs. Davis.
Councilmember Day,
Yes.
Councilmember Green,
Yes.
Councilmember Bailey,
Yes.
Councilmember Florence,
Yes.
Mayor Lo.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mrs. Davis. Thanks, council. We appreciate everyone. This time of year, we appreciate department heads. With that being said, anything any council member like to add before I call upon the city manager and before I close us out?
I just want to commend Parks and Rec for your activities on last week. Great job for the first responders being there, making sure that it was safe. family outing, outstanding, the decorations, of course, but the socialization was better. Thank you all so much for your work.
Good job, way to go. It was nice. Okay.
Also, just wish everybody a Merry Christmas this time of year and be safe. We also like to congratulate some girls,
Oh, yeah.
3 people. Look like they're gonna set a standard that, I don't know when it's gonna end, but when it does, there's gonna be a lot of people that's faded around here thinking that can go on and on and on. It's particularly in school,
It was not.
it's almost impossible to keep doing that, but as long as they can, God bless them, I hope they continue to do it. Playing hard, playing well, and shows what can be accomplished if you work hard and put your mind to it and you stick together as a team. And also, congratulations to our police chief. I've noticed over the years, I've been involved with this city for a long, long time, being in business here. My father was in politics years ago, just growing up here and a lifelong person in this city for 73 years almost. And I've noticed that we tend to do better when we promote within our city than we do when we reach outside of our city and grab people from away from here. It's not so much that you get better people, that's not what I'm trying to say. You get a person that fits better because they fit into the community, they fit in with the people they're already working with, they know the people they're working with, they want to. And then it also makes the people behind them work hard, try to attend to be in that position one day maybe. So congratulations, Chief, you worked hard all these years to come all the way up through that. And there'll be others behind you that can see that example, can do the same thing with our fire department, the same thing. Our sheriff department down there seems to do the same thing. We just seem to be better off doing that. Just seemed to me that 2 or 3 times the city and county, everybody's kind of went outside the box, so to speak. Things didn't work out as well as you had hoped. So I'm glad to see that we can stay within the organization and still get probably people that may be overqualified. And I'm thinking that you love the city enough if you are overqualified to stay here as an overqualified person rather than going somewhere else. And good luck to you. Congratulations to you, and I know you're going to do a good job.
Let me also, I concur with what Councilman Bailey said as far as giving accolades to our new chief of police. Congratulations. We look forward to supporting you to move our city to the next level. I just want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and be safe during this time of the year. It's not so merry sometimes to those of us that have lost family members around this time, but we thank God for all that He has done and will continue to do. And once again, just want to say congratulations and to this council. We've reached our last meeting of the year. Thank you. It's been an honor and a privilege to work alongside of you. And to the citizens of the 2nd District, thank you once again for an opportunity to serve. Again, Merry Christmas to you all.
Okay.
Okay, I want to address it. Okay, go ahead.
No, you go, Mr. Bay.
I want to concur with what has already been said. I'm on repeat all of this here, done it here. But I do, my hat's off to the new chief over there. I'm sure you do a good job. As I noticed, they were talking about his demeanor. He's a quiet gentleman. I observed that myself as well. But I'm sure he'll do a fantastic job. One of the things that I'd like to say to the engineer department, my hat's off to you guys that 2 Sundays ago, you was out there on sundown on my street. And when that water, I woke up that morning, that water was coming down the street. So the first thing I got, my 2 neighbors called me, I said, "Go on, fix it." You know, I called Mr. Hunt, as usual. But anyway, they got it done. And my hat's off to you guys working on Sunday, all day Sunday. You guys have family and everything else like we do. And the folks that work for the city, they said, it seems like they have it hard. And I like that. I like that. They have a good department, good engineer. You guys work together. I like that. And again, I'd like to say to those that who are out there, and the same elder folks, let us remember them in our prayer, let us remember them around Christmas time, they're living along, let's check on them. You know, there's so many elder folks out there living by themselves, and here's one right here. But let's be safe out there, and may the Lord continue to bless each and every one of us. But we must remember this, folks, the reason for the season, Jesus is the reason for the season. Thank you. Hats off to all you guys. Thank you, man.
All right.
Okay, thank you. I got a little short. I want a couple things I want to do here. End of the year, last meeting. I want to do something we don't usually do, you know. Well, I better do this first. I want to thank God first, you know. Without him, I know I would be anywhere because that's what I come up under that belief, and that's what I think is a powerful thing. So, other thing I want to do is different. I want y'all to give the Beam team a hand on covering us. Sometimes, you know, I appreciate y'all being here and being with us, you know, and we can't actually think any better than y'all coverage. Appreciate all that. I want to make sure I say that first. You know, another thing I want to do, a lot of people live on Facebook now, and we have a former employee here, and most of you know who we're talking about. And he says a lot of things and fools a lot of people that jump on because I guess they don't have anything to do neither, and they believe it. But if you want to find out whether the city is purchasing any property or anything, all you have to do is watch these meetings because everything that's purchased in the city has to go through this council. It has to come through these groups, it has to go through the clerk's office. So some of the things that we read that people are asking me about and rumors that are put out there, I invite you to come to the city manager's office, the clerk's office, call the mayor, call the council people. You can find out, and instead of, you know, a lot of times people put comments out there and they get rumors going, and it's ridiculous, and it causes a lot of problems. So we invite you to come. Everything is transparent here. It's nothing high. You know, I'm living pretty good around here right now. But I want to give thanks to the city clerk first is putting this together, her in that office. They put things together, they do a lot. It's the end of the year. We've been through a crucial 2025, and we got a few more days left in it. I want to make sure we thank our legal team. That's for the council, whether it's for Ann, through my office with Jan Gamble and Jimmy and Jim McCoon down in the office. So they do a good job of what they're doing. I want to thank the department heads for the job you all done. But I can't thank you all without thanking the people that work for you all, the whole city personnel that's here. I want to thank the citizens for their understanding, the ones that really understand doing things. And I want to get to the part where, like I said, I've been doing this for a long time. I want to thank my family. I want to thank all the people in my family. And this year is a different thing for my entire family. You know, I have a large family throughout Chicago and other states, Kansas and everywhere else that's attributed to the Hunter family. But I'm going to tell you something that reminds me, we talked about the spirit, something my grandfather told me years ago about things when he was getting older. You know, the spirit of love is very powerful. And it's a lot of us get ready to enter 2026 without the people we had in 2025. But that spirit is powerful. And a lot of times you have to let that resonate within you and let it through. If it takes getting a box of Kleenex, get it. Sit there and let it, and have peace with yourself and the thought process that was there and loved ones that was there. You know, I have to do it a whole lot. I'm not telling everybody I don't do that. Sometimes when I go home, some of the things that go on here and the things that I wish could be changed in our society and our community. When my family come in the house, they enter the door, if they see me listening to the gospel, my Kleenex next to me, they say, oh boy, and they head to another room and go into the kitchen, and I say, I'll get with you after a while. I got something going on right now here, and it's pretty good. You know, put on some Shirley season, and put on this stuff, and just let it run, and let it go. But I want to say something that happened a long time. This year, in our family, will be, I don't know if it's a celebration or mourning or what it is, but when I was 16 years old, 15 years ago, on Christmas Day, my grandfather died. It never leaves you. It never leaves you. So value everything that you got. where I'm sitting at today. And enjoy it. That's why I like to help kids. I like that because they don't know what's gonna happen to them in their lifetime. So it's a lot of things we gotta do that's much more powerful in 2026 to help our youth and help a lot of people. So it's a lot of things out there we can do, but it's tough, y'all. It's tough sometimes. And like I say, we're gonna try to have family together and do a lot of things, celebrate this 50th year, but it's never been a day in 50 years. It's going.
Thank you, Mr. Allen. Thank you all, council. And again, we do have a lot to be thankful and grateful for. This time of the year always reminds us of that. And we certainly need to keep that in our hearts and in our spirits. And I do want to say, Chief Wilder, congratulations. Thank you for your ambitions. And what we were asking, Mr. Hunter alluded to it a little earlier, encourage the others to be ambitious. But the thing that we have to always realize, our ambitiousness should not just be for our own individuality. It should be for the purpose of building others up. Because I do know and I believe in my heart that individuality always counterfeits spirituality. And for any leaders, we need to certainly realize that it's not about us. So to the department heads, to this council, we do have the responsibility to lift up other people, even if it causes us to be left behind. That's the purpose of leadership. And this time of year, we need to be reminded of that. But I do want you all to all realize that we are a team, and if one on the team look bad, we all look bad. If one on the team look good, we all look good. But I do want you all to etch in your heart that individuality always counterfeits spirituality. And there's no way we can leave this city without that. So thank you all so much, department head, and let all your people know. Let's be thankful for this time of the year. And I know this sounds, as I say, and we'll continue to say, sound kind of oxymoronic, but we need to, this time of year, spend time with the folks who will cry the most at our funeral. So spend time with your family. Love them, put them first, and always remember that Phenix City is a great place, and we heard our city manager talk about our assets, which is very important, but our biggest asset are our people that works for this community, but the people as overall in this community. Our biggest assets are people. So thank you all so much. Thank you, City Council. Merry Christmas to everyone, and may God continue to bless us, as I always say, individually, but even so collectively. Thanks to CTV Beam. Thank you all. Merry Christmas to you all. May God continue to bless all of us and surely bless this community and this city. Thank you all so much, and we do stand adjourned. Thank you.